A rigorous study points to the benefits of a Mediterranean diet. I'm David Gillen for the New York Times. Gina Colada has been following the story, and she joins me now in the newsroom. Hey, Gina, thanks for coming in.
Good to be
so,
here.
The broad outlines of these findings seem to confirm what a lot of us have been hearing for a long time: a Mediterranean diet rich in olive oil and nuts and beans and fish and vegetables and fruit. It's good for us, maybe a little wine too. But it's the magnitude of the benefits that seem to have startled some experts. Why is this all so significant?
It's kind of amazing because these were people who were at high risk for heart disease, and they were taking drugs like statins that lower your cholesterol.
Yeah.
So you say, well, how much more benefit are you going to get by just changing your diet? And they got a benefit, a 30% reduction in the things you care about: heart attacks, strokes, and deaths from heart disease. And that was as big a benefit as you would get if you had high cholesterol and took a statin, which was astonishing. I mean, it's like a drug effect. And what they did was they went on this diet.
And this was in the New England Journal of Medicine out today.
Right. That's right.
Okay. You were telling me, though, that a lot of this is the diet. It's not as easy as you think.
Yeah, it's really funny because we all think we have such a good diet.
Right.
And before the study started, they had the people fill out a questionnaire telling what they were eating and what their diet was. And we're actually going to have that on the web. And I tried it, and I said, I have such a great diet. I was just where they were when the study started. I was at the same level. I wasn't eating a Mediterranean diet, although I have olive oil and fruits and vegetables. It wasn't enough. This diet is kind of unusual. And if you think you're eating a healthy diet, you probably are, but I bet you aren't doing what they say.
Well, you were telling me that. I was amazed. You were saying like eat all the almonds you want,
all
eat
the
all the
nuts.
olive oil you want.
Right,
And I said to you, well, wait a minute, I'm going to packing on even more weight than I'm already packing on. But
they said all the nuts you want except at meals because it's so filling. And they said that they looked at studies and and people who ate all the nuts they wanted and just poured on the olive oil, they didn't gain weight. And they think it's because these things are so filling. In fact, that's why they said don't have nuts at meals. Any other time you can eat them all day. All what they call black chocolate, which I think is dark chocolate.
Right, dark, really heavy, high in the cocoa or whatever.
At least 50% cocoa, all you want.
Wow.
All you want.
It sounds like a dream diet.
I know.
It sounds like a dream diet.
It was weird.
Look, this is lit up, nytimes.com. I think we have, at this hour, we have almost more than 300 comments or so from readers. And one thing that I noticed was that people were kind of critical of the U.S. for only sort of catching on to this now and only having this formal study now. And they're wondering why we haven't done a study like this before.
It's really hard. People thought it was almost impossible. In fact, one person who was a former president of the Heart Association congratulated them on doing a study that's almost impossible to do. Because just think about it. You take about 7,000 people and you say, for years, you're going to eat what I tell you to eat.
Right, sure.
Most of us would say, I don't want to be in that study. I like what I'm eating now. Or I think I'm eating a great diet. Why would I want to be in your study?
Right.
So they actually managed to get these people to do the low-fat people had a lot of trouble. And if you saw what they were supposed to eat, you would have a lot of trouble too, I think.
Like what were they? It's like,
they were supposed to
nothing.
Like nothing.
Like lettuce.
Yeah, like the kind of things that are very hard for people to sustain.
All right.
But the people on the Mediterranean diet, they actually were measuring chemicals in their blood or in urine that were showing whether they're actually eating the nuts and the oils, and they were counseling them and stuff. And these people actually did it. They actually changed their diets and stayed with it. And they say, oh, this is such a good diet, but when you think about it, you're supposed to have fish 3 times a week. At least one is a fatty fish like salmon. And my husband said, well, you know, who's going to go out and buy this fish? I said, well, we could have like canned mackerel. He said, oh, I don't want that.
Exactly.
You just eat legumes 3 times a week.
All right. The other thing that came up in these comments was whether all these foods, olive oil, nuts, fish, vegetables, are good, or whether, particularly here, they're actually just replacing something that's bad.
Well, that's a really good question, and nobody knows because this whole thing is sort of black magic. It's like they took a diet that people used to eat in the old days before they had processed foods and stuff, and they said they had less heart disease then. And they said, well, just take that diet and that's what you'll eat. So they don't know which component is really great and which one is just sort of replacing something. Do you really have to eat legumes 3 times a week? Who knows? Do you really? One of the things that also was interesting, you're supposed to make a tomato sauce. And you're supposed to make your own. Simmer tomatoes slowly in lots of olive oil, of course, with garlic and onions. And then you're supposed to use that at least twice a week on pasta, rice, or vegetables. Now, is that important? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know, but they have it in there.
Is there anything else? I mean, for all these people out here who are watching this now, because we've been reading a lot about the Mediterranean diet, as I said, for a long time.
Right.
Is there anything that came out of this study that's like, okay, this is like the 2 or 3 things I need to adjust in my diet?
They say it's the package. And if you're really curious, you'll see we have for tomorrow's paper, we have something telling you what you have to eat. And we have the quiz so you can see how well you're doing. And you might be surprised because, like me, you might think, oh, I have such a great diet. And it's not,
turns out,
not the Mediterranean diet. It might be good. It's not Mediterranean.
Got it. Gina, thanks so much.
Thank you.
That's all for now. I'm David Gillen for the New York Times.